Hello, Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is going to be your general reading for May 2024. This is for Sun, Moon, and Rising signs of Taurus, but the messages may not resonate with you under one of those labels. So go back and look at your Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. Your Moon and Rising sign is what I'm trying to say. Forgive me because my mouth is super dry from the medication that I take. And it's hard for me. It feels like look, at night when I sleep, I don't even form any spit in my mouth. It's terrible. And I'm waiting on my new meds to come in the mail. They're going to take me off of these, but for right now, I have to stay on them. So, I told you about the general reading. The messages are general, and it may not resonate with you. Just keep that in mind. And if you think you want to get a private tarot reading from me, simply go to the email address that you see right there and email me and say, Tara, I think I'd like a 45-minute reading. And then I will respond back with booking instructions. Please check your spam folder, and the best way that you're gonna get email back from me when I respond is to add my email address to your contacts in your email, so that when I respond back to you, they will come directly into your inbox. But if you don't do that, they're gonna go to spam, so check your spam. My turnaround time is 24 to 72 hours. I do not like to make people wait. I'm pretty quick on the turnaround and the providing you your readings. That's all I'm going to say now because I feel like I'm rambling. I have with me today the Radiant White deck, the La Vera Sibila, and I'm going to be wrapping the reading up with an angel answer. At the end, I will ask you to pose a question, and we'll pick an angel answer card. Okay? So I'm going to turn the camera around. I have already done some meditation and shuffling on your sign and glyph of Taurus. And we will see this month, for the month of May, what possible energies will be in play. Let me shuffle again. You guys don't know how long it took me to learn how to shuffle cards again. My arm did not want to cooperate, or my hand. It's totally weak on this side. And so it's getting better. Now let's cut the cards. It's 9 cards down. Here we go. The Page of Coins. The Knight of Swords. The Wheel of Fortune. The Death card, or number 13. The Two of Pentacles. The Seven of Cups. Makes sense. The Star card. The Sun card. You have 2 of the luminaries here. And the 3 of Swords. What is under the under the deck? The overall energy of the reading, it is the 8 of Wands. Let me look at this. First of all, you have 2 core cards. But besides, I was going to say, first of all, you have 4 major arcana cards. And the major arcana cards are your spiritual lessons. Whatever lesson that you need to learn about this spread and this story, hopefully you'll be able to get it. And I will be able to give you some advice on how you can do that. So, 4 major arcana, 2 court cards, a sword, 2 pentacles, 2 swords, 2 pentacles, and a cup. And interestingly enough, the undercurrent of 2s about this situation. There are undercurrents of 2s. You have 2 swords and 2 pentacles. And that tells me that here with the cups, that you're not quite sure what's going on or how to handle it. Past, present, future. Past, present, future. And the interplay of the cards. Over the whole reading, we have an 8 of Wands. Wands are your focus, your fire, your determination. Coins represent either finances or the doing of something, the third dimensional aspect. Swords represent thoughts, beliefs, perceptions, ideas, and communication. And cups simply represent the emotional quotient that you feel about a situation. Now, in the center, I have the 2 of coins. Everything else is happening around this card. And the 2 of coins, first of all, it's a 2. And all 2s talk about being at a crossroads in life, or a decision that has to be made, or a firm choice, an opposition, a duality, like you're being opposed against someone or someone being opposed against you, or that's an opposition, or you're being opposed within yourself about something. Should I or shouldn't I? Usually this card means that you are handling 2 situations at the same time. It could be that you have 2 jobs, like you robbing Peter to pay Paul, or you're working 2 jobs. It could be 2 personal situations in your life that you're trying to juggle and maintain. But in the background, I have the ships, which are all at sea. See how the ships are, the whole card is like kind of off balance. And so it says that you can handle these 2 situations quite well. But that some kind of decision is ultimately going to be made, need to be made. Now, I start at the top. I have a page of pentacles. All pages to me are simply messages, but they're not. There are a young message. What I mean by young is that it's a start of a message, or start of communication. It doesn't necessarily mean anything, but you are notified or you receive messages from the page. The message is either about finances or about an opportunity to do something new or do something in general. Usually the page is a student and he knows he has all the information that he needs to get the job done. I say that because it's the material world. It's a pinnacle, the third dimension. So maybe he is studying something, he is writing something, he is reading something, he is doing something, he is trying something new. But here I have the Knight of Swords. Now, knights are always messages that create an event, That's why I read the nights as events. And this night comes rushing in from the past to the future. Directionality is very important. And I have two horses here. So that tells me with the Eight of Wands that there is some kind of movement involved in this situation. I don't know what kind. I don't know what it's about. But the Knight of Swords usually rushes in, kind of, hey, I'm here, or surprise messages. Sometimes it represents the kind of message that makes you, upsets you, or makes you all scattered, or makes you nervous, that kind of energy. But it happened because something changed. And I think it's happened under this Mercury retrograde. Mercury goes direct on the 25th, I think. And I think this has happened because a situation or circumstances have changed. And maybe you didn't know about it. That's why he's rushing in to try to alert you. But now you have to do something new. So all the energy is going back this way. And I feel that it is a momentary turn of the wheel. The reason why I say that is because the horse here on this is going forward and the arrows are going to the future. So this looks to me like something came and happened. You had to turn around. I think this word, the choice is what you do now. Because the Wheel of Fortune is a 10. And all ones are related to 10s. So aces and the Magician are all related to the Wheel of Fortune. And other 10 cards. 10 of Swords, 10 of Wands. So what it means is that you can expect a big change in your life or circumstances. And the best way to handle the change is to affix yourself in the center of the wheel so that you are not disturbed too much. Accept whatever the changes are, handle them, deal with them, but don't freak out and don't give up. That's a message of the Wheel of Fortune. Remain centered not only in yourself but in the circumstances. Now, it's followed by the Death card, which is the biggest change of all and the most permanent change. So I think that this message is about some kind of, maybe, yes, a permanent change in your life, but I'm not quite sure what it is about. The Death card talks about endings, but also beginnings. And you can see it here in this card. This is the darkest before the dawn. There is the sun coming up between the two towers. And it says that the ending is inevitable because nobody can stop death, can stop changes. And so you have to accept it. If you see here, the king is dead. The woman is on her knees, begging death not to take her or create a change. You see the Pope imploring him to stop. But the only one who is not afraid of the change is the kid, the baby in the picture. Now, normally, you shouldn't interpret this card as a death, but it very well could be the death of someone you know, which causes you to have to juggle two situations at once. But we don't always interpret the card like such. So just think of it as a transformation. Death is the highest transformation that we can accomplish on earth, and it's a change in circumstances. Something new begins. Over here we have the 7 of Cups. Sevens are moments of doubt and questioning oneself. Can I do it? Can I not do it? Should I do it? Should I not do it? It kind of has the same feeling as this Two of Coins. But if you look at the card, the Seven of Cups talks about having so many choices, you don't know what to choose from. You don't know what the correct thing is. Maybe even having nightmares because the person is in relief on the card. But it could also be about fantasies or delusions, illusions, things that are not being what they seem, building castles in the sky, fantasizing about doing something that you know you can't do, at least right now. And in the card you have self-actualization, temptation, property, riches, peace, and power, the dragon. But the only thing that you don't know is what's underneath this, the shroud. And so the card counsels that if you narrow down some of the choices that you have, you can absolutely figure out what the right thing is to choose. You may find that some of these things are not even important in the grand scheme of things. So first you have to control your emotions and decide what you really want. How does it feel? What do you think about it? Can you even do it? Second thing about this card, it says expect a surprise. Now it doesn't say a good surprise, just expect a surprise. Next we have the Star. It is a card full of hope, inspiration. It's representative of Venus, which is not about just love and beauty. Venus is about the values that you have and what you believe in. And also it says, from the just looking at the card, the figure is naked. And nakedness implies nothing to hide. It implies feeling comfortable with yourself. Yes. And the figure is pouring out water. She is taking water from the well and she is pouring it out in the 5 directions. And the main meaning I get from this card, is water. Draw water from the well of yourself. I didn't say that right, but that's what I mean. Okay. Having enough emotion and what does water represent? Emotions and self-awareness to draw from your own will. There we go. That's what I meant to say. I have 2 other luminaries here, and sun and moon, not moon, but the stars. And so in a funny way here, especially with the Wheel of Fortune, in a funny way it kind of speaks to me about the cosmology of whatever's happening. The stars, in a sense, this is about fate. Again, this represents fate because we know that as surely as everything lives, it dies. So there is a change coming. And the sun represents growth, abundance, good times, happiness. It also represents the masculine principle. It's supposed to be one of the most positive cards in the deck. And what does the sun do? The sun illuminates everything for you. You can see much more clearly in broad daylight than you can by starlight or by moonlight. So this is taking a look at exactly what is in front of you and what's being offered to you. This is an offer. I also think that there is some kind of announcement coming. And if I look, I got messages here and a message with the Eight of Wands. Usually the Eight of Wands is related to some kind of travel connected with business or business venture. But sometimes it can just be having to travel very fast, usually by air. It also represents messages. It's Mercury and Sagittarius. And if we look at the card here, we don't know exactly where the wands are coming from or where they're gonna land, but they're coming in very fast. Just know when this energy presents itself, things will happen quite rapidly. But sometimes it can talk about obstacles, hassles, and delays happening quite frequently, rapidly around your situation. The reason why I say some kind of announcement with the 3 message cards is it's the banner on the star card. Banners usually make announcements. And the 3 of Swords. 3s represent at least 3 people in a spread or in a situation, but also that there will be some delays before future successes can be realized. Now, this is the 3 of Swords, and I think it falls in a very important position because it's outgoing energy. It's the last card down. So, what this card can represent are hurt feelings, bitterness, sorrow, regret. Somebody said something about you that hurt your feelings. Somebody is thinking something about you that you don't like, or it hurts your feelings again. It could speak to arguments, fights, disputes between friends or loved ones. But the card has, let me read it to you, because I can read it better than I can say it. It indicates that it's time to let go of things that you know are no longer positively serving you in your life. For example, if a relationship is no longer positive and growing and is causing unhappiness, it must be allowed to die a natural death, regardless of the short-term pain. 3 of Swords, with a sense of vision and understanding, makes this pain easier to bear. The 3 of Swords implies that something sad or painful must be allowed to work itself out. There is a focus on separation and loss, and implies you may have been experiencing difficulties in a relationship that could lead to separation, or that the differences are likely to be caused by jealousy or interference of another party. In the short term, the feelings of loss and disharmony could be exactly what you are needing, much like a blessing in disguise. This is an attack on your feeling center. It could be indicating a separation or severance of a close relationship. You are asked to keep your emotions in check. It is a message to feel positive as bigger and better circumstances are headed your way. You will be given opportunities to start afresh any project or ideas that have been present in your life. New perspectives will be looked into and positive actions taken. It could indicate that either you or someone close to you may be experiencing second thoughts or a change of heart, which in turn will bring about new attitudes and behavior. Now, here is something that I bet you probably didn't know about the Three of Swords. If you are waiting on some important information, mail, or documents, it tells that it is on the way. Remember, it's communication. Now, I can only look at the Two of Coins and the Seven of Cups and the Three of Swords as they relate to these four major arcana cards. I can't look at the court cards because they won't give me any extra information. I put my book up. So let's see if the Two of Coins has anything to say. That may be telling you that financial turbulence may have you juggling your income, but what you lose in one way, you will gain in another. It suggests that situations in your life could develop positively or negatively. If you were able to keep your affairs well balanced, this will be a very positive time and there will be many rewards. It infers that you have too much going on at the moment and may be finding it difficult to concentrate and make discerning decisions. It asks that you do not let changes or disturbances perturb you. You are asked to stay strong. Now, it can even indicate a gift of small money or some reassuring news is on its way to you. With any 5 before or after, I don't have it. So we go to the Seven of Cups. With the Wheel of Fortune. It is telling you to seek out the right advice before making important decisions and moving ahead with your plans. There may be some aspects you have missed, but with the right guidance and advice, you will prosper in your endeavor. You are asked to seek the right advice before moving ahead. Yes, I think you are all off balance right now. And I don't know if you will probably make a decision that is very upsetting, either to you or to whomever you're involved with, be it a business relationship or personal. Let's look at the Three of Swords. It doesn't tell me anything. So what I'm going to do is pull cards. Wait a minute. I want to see if there's an influence of the Eight of Wands. with the Sun, it talks about, it indicates that charm is a key. You are to anticipate happy family times and gatherings and pleasant social occasions. It indicates good vibrations all around. Well, maybe that was happening right now or at the time, but something changed, and there's a change of circumstances. Let's see what the change of circumstances could be about. I guess if I'm going to look at a card, it would be the Two of Coins in the center, because it's apparent to me that something has happened which had either thrown you off balance or has you not juggling. Is not really the feeling of the card, like scrambling is a key. And I get the feeling that this thing happened suddenly for some of you. What does the Sibila say? The Prigione. I'll explain that to you in a minute. Well, I explain it to you right now. This card is about someone who doesn't have can't move on. They can't move in general because they are literally chained to the wall. So the feeling of being stuck is very apparent. But there is a window of opportunity. And there are 3 stairs, you can't really see them, 3 stairs leading up to a way out that we can't see yet. But the 3 stairs indicate there are 3 things that you might have to do. There's a banister for support, and a vase for the wisdom contained within. So to me, it looks like either someone is stalling you or they haven't moved. They can be stubborn and obstinate. This could even be you. And I think that you're going to have to get up and move some kind of way. Are you deciding what you're going to do? The La Namica. So that interpretation about the thing ending, circumstances change and ends due to jealousy or interference of a third party. Here she is. I will read her interpretation in a minute. And the delirious people. Not good cards. Let me read it to you. The La Namica. She is your enemy, most definitely. But she is difficult to unmask. She is a female or rival. Represents someone who you trust, but who secretly wants to betray you. The person wears a mask of helpfulness and nicety so that you can lower your defenses and let her in on your secrets or your trust. She will then use her knowledge to inflict great pain. This person is a woman, and she depicts someone who has already attacked. In real life, can also indicate someone who is about to attack. You see that with the knife in her hand, and she pulls off her mask to reveal her face, but she is hard to unmask. Generally, the card indicates ferocious gossip, slander, and unfriendliness from someone who has made it their life's goal to destroy your reputation and will stop at nothing until they have succeeded. In love, this card indicates betrayal, someone who wants to break up a couple, usually so that they can steal the partner, but it can also represent an obnoxious ex-wife or girlfriend. The woman is greedy, wicked, and extremely ruthless. Generally, it represents false advice. Remember, it said to take the right advice, given with the malicious intention of leading you down the wrong path so that this person can benefit in return. The motto is Mors tu vida mia, which translates loosely, you must die so that I may live. It also indicates disillusion, vice, misogynistic attitudes, danger from unknown sources, and all forms of perversions, and anything that goes against the greater good. Financially, it warns of great danger and treachery. She can be an evil colleague, a loan shark, and may represent a contract with hidden clauses, sneaky hidden clauses. It represents someone who wants to obtain money and fraud and money laundering by deception. Now, if you have to get advice from someone, you might want to double check what it is or who you are talking to. It might be better to keep the thing to yourself. The delirious one, the delirious people. Basically, it describes someone. This can be a description of this female who is irrational and given sway to their emotions and moods. This card describes someone who believes in false doctrines or ideas, which can ultimately cause a downfall. It can indicate hallucinations, contradictions, and illusions of grandeur. It represents someone with a massive ego and someone who cannot see the forest for the trees. What is most unsettling about this card is that the egoist usually has the power to sway others. Generally, it represents setbacks, delays, accidents, recklessness, disorganization, opposition, mutually exclusive beliefs, and precarious conditions and transitory states. It is a card that heralds complications of all kinds and the worsening of the situation inquired about, as well as arguments and confusion. It heralds problems and troubles on all fronts, grave arguments and falling out with clients, partners, and family members. It also warns of foolish decisions and dangerous situations caused by someone's lack of control. That's this card. And that may describe the person that is in the 3-card spread of the Sibyllus. And this came out because the person refuses to leave. She refuses to go. And this card can even represent a place where there is violence, like large groups of people. So fights can break out. It might be somewhere in public. And finally, I'm going to look at the Three of Swords. No, I won't. I'm way over time. So I will pull a oracle card. I want you to ask a question. Think of a question to yourself. And I will pull a card. Oh, that one fell out. Ask for help from others. But you do want to be careful on who you ask. And maybe this is something that you will have to kind of feel out for yourself. If you have a really close friend that you know tells you the truth all the time, maybe you should ask her what they think of this other person. And they will let you know. But again, you have to be careful about it. It's not necessary to do everything on your own. Your angels are asking you to reach out to those around you for assistance. By allowing others to lend a hand, you greatly increase your chances for success and your plans will begin to move forward. The help you receive may also include important information provided by knowledgeable individuals. The stress of doing too much can create both emotional and physical challenges, health challenges for yourself. Surround yourself with loving friends and family who are willing and able to lighten your load, and you will begin to feel much better. I don't know what this person is about, but it doesn't bode well. So until next time, namaste.